feel something warm on my right side and I open my eyes. I lift my head and look around. There's a few wooden tables lined up, all cast in a warm orange glow. This is the inside of the cake store. There's no one sitting on the tables. There's no staff, no guests, just no one here at all. I turn back to the entrance, but as I thought, there's no one there either.
Ah, Hiro-kun! Yatto mega sameta?
What? The sudden voice startles me and I reflexively stand up.
Doushita no, Hiro-kun?
Serrano? She's sitting at the seat across from me. I could have sworn there was no one there just a second ago.
Serrano.
Is this heaven? Did I finally die? Did those machines finally take, you know, my consciousness and my heart and all that?
ヒロ君は相変わらず居眠り星人だな。ケーキもまだ残ってるよ。
What? I look down the table and there is indeed a half-eaten shortcake in front of me. I could have sworn there was nothing there just a second ago. That's not all. There's steam rising from a teacup filled with black tea next to it. I guess I really must have been daydreaming. I put my hand on the chair and sit back down. I can hear the voices of children from far away. Tea smells really good.
ほら、早く食べて。
I pick up the fork sitting next to the plate and slowly cut a piece of cake. I put the fork in my mouth. I can taste it. An elegant sweetness spreads throughout my mouth. I enjoy the sweet sensation of the whipped cream melting in my mouth. For some reason, I feel extremely happy to be able to enjoy a cake like this. Making sure it's really real, I slowly savor the sweet taste in my mouth.
ヒロ君、なんで泣いてるの？
I bring my finger to my right eye. When I look at it, I see it's all wet.
どうして？
何か嫌な夢を見たの？
Serena looks at me worriedly. She takes out a handkerchief and gently wipes my eyes. The feel of soft silk on my face is incredibly pleasant.
わからない。けど、なんでかな。
Please, game, please do not pull that it was all a dream on me.
すごく嬉しかったんだ。
The warmth of the sunlight coming in through the window, the nice orange color it dyes everything in, the sound of people bustling about outside, the fact that I can express my feelings in words still, the fact that I can move, all of it it makes me so happy. See, these are the things people take for granted. You know, they don't realize that being able to see and talk and move around, those are things that normal people take for granted. But when you don't have those things, you start to regret it. You know, you start to be like, oh man, I wish I had done more, you know, with those senses when I had them. You know that they're gone, well. So don't take anything for granted, kids. Everything is a gift. It can all be taken away, just like that.
そっか。
Sarna finishes wiping off my tears and puts her handkerchief on the table.
ヒロ君はいろんな辛いことに耐えてきたんだよね。
You're telling me.
自分を傷つけて、みんなのためにいろんなものを失って、苦しいことを乗り越えてきたんだよね。
Wait, what?
でも、どうしてヒロ君がそんなに辛い思いをしなくちゃいけない
How
の
does
か
she
な
know all this?
空の。
だって、ここまで頑張ってきたんだよ。自分を責め続けて、苦しい思いを背負ってきたんだよ。ヒロ君は十分すぎるくらいに頑張ったと思う。だから、もうこれ以上苦しくならなくたっていいんだよ。
Did I die? I died, didn't I? I went to heaven. I'm dead. I always wanted someone to say that to me. I wanted to be forgiven. That's why I kept hurting myself. That's why I always picked up the harder path. I chose to go where pain and suffering would be waiting for me of my own volition. You know, I thought if I was able to endure it long enough, someone would forgive me. They tell me it's okay to stop. It's okay just to forget everything. I've been waiting so long to hear that from someone. I hear a sound coming from behind me. But when I turn around, there's no one there. There's just the counter where you order cakes and the door. So what was that sound just now? I stand up and head towards the door. Something tells me our suffering isn't over. We have to just suffer just a bit longer to get what we want. I stop and turn back to Serrano. That's right. I don't want to suffer anymore. I don't want anything stolen from me anymore. What the hell is that sound? I hear that sound behind me again. It's coming from the door. Again. In addition to the knocking, I hear someone's voice. A voice I recognize. I turn back to the voice. I take a step towards the door. I know. If I step outside, I'll have to return to that place once more. But I can't ignore her voice. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do. I take one more step towards the door. The voice of a girl I must never forget. I hear her voice clearly now. It's Rina's voice. I start running to the door as I call her name. Rina's calling for me. But when I finally reach the door, the knocking and Rina's voice, they both disappear. I look out the small glass window that's on the door, but there's a blinding white light coming through. I can't see Rina at all. I give the door a strong push, but it doesn't budge. I call Rina's name, but there's no reply. Pound on the door over and over with my right hand. But I don't hear any pounding back from the other side. I push the door open. I push on the door with both my arms and even my head. Suddenly I sense someone behind me. It's Serrano's voice. I answer without turning back.
苦しいのも嫌だ。俺だってこうして空野とずっと一緒にいられたらって何度も思った。でも俺を呼んでくれてる人がいるんだ。それに知らなきゃいけないことが残ってる。だから俺は行かなくちゃならないんだ。空野、ごめんな。
そっか。
Softness. There's something soft gently pushing against my back. And warm hands hugging me from behind.
ヒロ君ならまだ頑張れるよ。
I hear Serrano's voice in my ear.
空。
When I turn around, there's no one there. The warmth I felt in my back quickly vanishes. The sound of townspeople bustling outside fades as well. There's no one here anymore. I square off against the door once more. I put both my hands on the door and push. I put all my strength into it. But the door does not budge an inch. I keep pushing anyway, unrelentingly. Then I realize I have to actually pull on the door to get to open. God, if I could just put some more power into it. I feel the door give slightly. Dazzling light pours through the small gap in the door, but even now the weight of the door pushes back against my arms, making sure the door doesn't close on me again. I keep pushing, continually, with yet more force. Light floods my field of view. The ground, the walls, even my arms. All of it is blotted out by the light. An instant later, the bright light disappears, leaving nothing but blackness. I'm pretty sure my eyes aren't open, but I don't see anything. He's taken my sight as well. I hear Irina's voice next to me. Oh, it's such a good voice. Irina's next to me, I can feel it. I feel like there's a lot of people around me. I guess I'm back in the Connect Center now. I wonder how long my consciousness was floating in that place. I don't know, but I'm back now. Irina's screams brought me back. Am I? What does it mean to be alive in this state? I hear Irina's cheery voice, but I have no way of knowing what kind of situation she's in right now. I can't see, I can't speak. Still can't speak properly. And my head feels like it's about to crack open. I'm pretty sure my condition's even worse than before now. But, for some reason, I feel calm. When I focus my concentration, I can feel the center of my body heat up. And that tingly electrical feeling starts flowing through me again. When I clench my fist this time, I feel surging of power that wasn't there before. I can do this. I pour strength into my bound limbs. And almost instantly, the belts all snap. My body's free. I jump off the stretcher. I focus my nerves in my feet, preventing me from tumbling forward the moment I land. I hear a scream and turn my head in the direction it came from. And as I do so, I realize something. My vision's still dark, but I can vaguely make out a person's silhouette now. And one more thing. I can move the right side of my body again. I timidly open my mouth. My speech has come back to me. Looks like my healing powers are working yet again. I turn my head in the direction of the voice and see a much smaller silhouette. The moment after I register that it's Rina, I catch another silhouette rushing at me from the corner of my eye. The silhouette raises something overhead. The moment he raises up, his movements become slow. If you're that slow. I simply step back from the location he's swinging at and avoid his attack. Air whooshes past the left side of my face. Then I throw my fists at what I believe is his face. There's a slight tingling sensation in my fist, and the silhouette makes a strange noise as it crumbles. At the same time that I hear Rina's voice, I feel the air behind me shift. I reflexively twist around, bringing up my left hand. It's a new silhouette. He's holding an edged something in his right hand. Perhaps surprised that I turn to him, he stops for a second. Then, using the momentum of my rotation to bolster the blow, I drive my left fist into his stomach. He squeals and drops his weapon and collapses onto the ground. This time 3 silhouettes rush at me at once. With Rina guiding me, I mow all 3 of them down. There's a couple of screams and sounds of people hitting the floor. Every time I hear someone fall to the floor, my vision gets a little bit better. The color starts returning to the objects. By the time I've kicked everyone's ass, my vision's back to normal. You tell them. Shoulders heaving, I look around the room. There's close to 10 researchers, all collapsed on the ground. And I can see Rina clearly now. She runs over to me.
Reina!
Aww. Isn't that a beautiful sight? Rina jumps into my arms.
私もうひろきは助からないんじゃないかと思って怖くて
I thought I was too.
レイナがずっと俺の名前を呼んでくれていたおかげだ。
また一人になっちゃうかと思った
You know, sometimes the people we truly love are the ones we should be fighting for. Not memories. People right in front of you. Rina doesn't say anything after that and just rests her forehead on my shoulder. I can feel her warmth. I gently pat her head as we stay standing there like that for a few minutes. Eventually both let go, and I realize that Rita's hands aren't bound anymore.
レイナ、
Yeah, what
さっき
happened?
の拘束具は
そこの人の MRD をちょっとだけ借りたの
Rita points to one of the researchers lying on the ground. The restraints binding Rita's hands come off. Looks like using electronic locks backfired on them.
そうか。レイナには心配かけちゃったな。
本当に心配したんだからでも生きててよかった
Rina slowly pats my arms and shoulders as if to make sure I'm really there. However, she stops when she reaches my left hand. Now that I can see again, I look down at my left hand. The place where my finger was cut has healed over, and it isn't bleeding anymore. However, no new finger has grown in its place.
痛みは
あまり感じない。ただ違和感はある。
そう
I think back to Aoi, desperately trying to hold her feelings back with her eyes shut. Then when she finally crossed that line, it seemed as if something inside Aoi had just snapped. I turned back to look at the AR display, but Kuroda's not there. The display itself seems to be off.
とにかくこの部屋を出よう。また追っ手が来るかもしれ
Get
ない。
the hell out of here. I go to check my MRD for the time. When I look at my MRD, I see a message informing me I've received a data packet. The sender's anonymous, just like last time.
どうしたの
何か受信してるみたいなんだ。
This might be another trap. It's possible it's just another image of AOI tied up somewhere. When I open the data I've received,
これは
What is it? What is it? We're gonna find out right now. What appears before us is a huge AR display showing a map. It's a map of a large facility. There's a number of rooms, all connected via a network of hallways that wind around like the roots of a giant tree. The top part of the map says Connect Center B7.
コネクトセンターのマップ
Why would we have a map of the Connect Center? There's two markers on the map. One is a blinking yellow dot, and the other is a large red double circle placed in a conspicuously large room. I move the round room a little bit to test and see if that yellow dot moves with me. Looks like the yellow dot is showing my current location, which means the other marker is...
ここへ向かえということか。
Should we go?
一体誰がこんなこと
I don't know. There are two possibilities that come to mind. First is Kuroda. He might be telling us his location on purpose to lure us into a trap. That's highly possible. However, there is one other possibility. It's totally something he would do. While I'm pondering my options, I hear the sound of footsteps in the distance. Whether we choose to follow the map or not, we still need to get out of here.
行こう。レイナ。
We have to go. I gotta see. Curiosity is just too strong. We nod to each other and then run out of the room. Man. Oh man. One day left. Wow. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna end the video off here at this part, so we can all hopefully get like a final showdown or something in the next part. So take it easy, guys, and have a good day.